Good morning to you. Once again this morning we have problems with central and eastern parts, seeing some quite thick patches of fog, but there will be a steady improvement now for the rest of the day as the wind begins to pick up, and certainly the strongest winds today will be in the west, with perhaps gale force southeasterly winds and those stronger winds moving eastwards tonight. So the fog will continue to improve, in fact pushing up onto the higher ground as time goes by. Now the progression for the next few days is for, generally speaking, milder conditions to come in from the Atlantic, but as you can see here, these weather systems will move along from time to time, so there'll be spells of wet weather too. The yellow indicating perhaps some very mild conditions for a time, but there is certainly a chance, an increasing likelihood now, that perhaps by the end of the week, certainly by Friday, we may well see colder weather coming back in from the continent, coming around that large area of high pressure over Scandinavia. It's been pretty cold up there for quite some time now, and that colder weather may well begin to push westwards as time goes by. So we'll keep you informed as to that development later in the week. Now this morning, not too many showers left now, but the wet and windy weather is certainly pushing back across Ireland and just approaching the far southwestern part of England. So there's rain into Cornwall now, and that rain will push relentlessly northeastwards through the next 24 hours. In fact, that weather system rather slow moving across the heart of the country for much of the day on Monday. Back to today then, rather grey weather still across much of the Midlands, up into northeast England, some sunshine in the southeast though, and we've got some sunshine across much of Scotland, but elsewhere through Northern Ireland, much of central and western Wales into southwest England, it is going to get wetter and windier as time goes by. And that band of rain then pushing northeastwards across the rest of the country by and large as we go through tonight. I think amounts of rain in the southeastern corner though are really quite trivial and probably not reaching the northeast of Scotland either until tomorrow morning. A chilly sort of night, but the wind freshening all the while, so the wind, the main feature really, mild in the west but still pretty cold on the eastern side, 3 or 4 degrees perhaps for a while, and then turning milder later on. On Monday, rain in many areas, but again the southeastern corner, East Anglia, seeing some brighter weather, and then a pulse of heavier rain, possibly with thunder pushing back from the southwest later in the afternoon on Monday. Temperature-wise, well, still pretty cold on the east with that chilly wind, 10 to 12 degrees in the west, making it a very mild day, of course, despite the strength of that wind. And then we're going to find areas of low pressure pushing up from the southwest as we go through the rest of the week. So there'll be brighter interludes. There will be spells of rain to come as well. The wettest weather on Tuesday across Scotland and northeast England, brighter weather elsewhere. Then further pulses of rain coming up during Wednesday and Thursday, brighter showery weather returning from the west, and then that chance of colder weather from the east on Friday.